Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer and this is A Country Life, and today I'm going to be sharing 5 quick and easy homeschool lunches. So and I have kids here, but I have a couple little confessions to make. First, we haven't even started homeschooling yet today. It's actually 12:45. Things were a little, just a second here, Joe. Things got a little bit different this morning because I had one teen who got up very early to go turkey hunting, and then when they came in for breakfast, we did kind of a big breakfast, and anyway, things just got a little bit changed. So here's what's going to be going down today. But before we move on with what we're going to be having for lunch today,
Miss Highness.
Yes, Your Highness.
Miss Highness.
Yes. I'm getting interrupted and I'm not liking that so well. Okay, so before we move on with what we're going to be having for lunch today, I just want to say that today's video is a collaboration with a whole bunch of homeschool mamas, and we're all going to be sharing basically a week of homeschool lunches. So you're going to want to check, or you're going to want to click on that link in the description box below for all kinds of quick and easy, because that is kind of what we're going for here. Quick and easy homeschool lunches. Yes. So let's just look at today's homeschool lunch. Even though we haven't even started homeschooling yet, you need to get these guys. There you go. Okay, so today's homeschool lunch basically started on Saturday when I decided that I really didn't want to make supper, and so we called and did takeout for Chinese. So this is all of the leftovers. I got plenty on Saturday, so we're gonna knock out these leftovers here. I do have a little bit of leftover macaroni and cheese from last night's supper, as well as some tater tot casserole in here. So we're gonna put all of that together and we're gonna make a homeschool lunch. So I know you guys probably feel like you got gypped here on day one, because that's it. Okay, so I am back again. Lunch is a really hard thing for us to film because there's just so many reasons. One, it's because I don't do like cutesy little lunches. You guys have probably run across like the Family Fudge channel or something and all those adorable little lunches she puts together. Nothing like that ever happens here on my channel. Also, lunch is almost always just leftovers with something added into it. And also, my husband works from home and farms, and so sometimes when he comes in, you know, things when you're working with equipment, it just doesn't always go the way you want it to. And so he comes in and he's really not looking for me to have the camera in his face, you know, in the middle of his workday when things might not always be going as planned, like today. Today, the four-wheeler has to be working with the speedometer working, and that is not working. And what else did he say? Oh, and he also has a foot valve that's been giving him grief. But let's just turn the camera around and look at lunch here today. So this is what Maria is going to have. I do like to keep on hand lunch meat and then some sort of vegetables because that just makes a quick lunch if, you know, that particular child didn't really like what we had for supper the night before real well. So she's just having half a turkey sandwich and some cucumbers. I did wash up these grapes, so I might throw some grapes on for her as well. And then I just pull out everything and I basically let everybody kind of put together their own lunch. I mean, Sam is 15, he can put together his own lunch. Amber puts together her own lunch, and then Warren and I just kind of pick from whatever is here. So I would say that's probably my best tip, is to, when you cook, be sure to save those leftovers and then just bring them out for lunch the next day. I made Salisbury steak a couple nights ago, and I know that Joseph really likes that, and I think Peter pretty much likes that, and so I warmed them up some vegetables, a piece of buttered bread, and a Salisbury steak, and that's going to be lunch for them. I always like to warm up and then put some cheese over top of vegetables, And so I have two things. I have some broccoli, some steamed fresh broccoli that I'm going to warm up, and then I'm just going to put some cheddar cheese, melt that over it. I also have some leftover roasted cabbage, that is, and I'll probably warm up some of that too and put some Parmesan cheese over that, and then maybe have a couple pieces of salami or something like that. That's going to be a fine lunch for me today. Yeah, so that's kind of how lunches go. So I guess my best tips for you when it comes to homeschool lunches, number one, just really keep it simple, and you don't really need to reinvent the wheel or make, cutesy unless you love doing that. Or if you have a middle school student who loves doing that, that's great, because then you can put them on it. And then of course just delegate. If someone is old enough to make their own meal, just let them make something. I like to keep a list of things kind of in my head the kids can have, or keep easy things on hand like bananas, apples, oranges, things like that, as well as, like I said, lunch meat, and then always peanut butter, and with some kind of jelly or something too. And a lot of times, I mean, Peter's 8, he can make a peanut butter sandwich for himself. So if I say, here's the leftovers, and if he's like, I don't really want that, make yourself a peanut butter sandwich. And so that's pretty much lunch. I always like to keep it very simple when it comes to lunch, because who has time in their day to spend a lot of time, preparing a meal for lunch? I surely don't, and I don't like it either. I mean, I think I've said that here before. Lunch is my least favorite meal of the day. It just seems like every time you're just kind of like totally into whatever you're doing, now it's time for lunch and we have to break. A break is always good, but I don't know. Then taking a break and then going to make lunch doesn't always feel like a break. Okay, so I hope some of those tips were helpful for you guys. A little peek into our lunches here over really just the last couple of days, because there was just nothing to show. We just did leftovers every day. I mean, down in the description box, there is going to be a link to a playlist, and there is a number of other homeschool moms who are putting together their showing maybe a week of lunches, or their best tips for putting lunch on the table fast for their families. So definitely go check them out and give them a little love. Tell them that Jennifer sent you from A Country Life, and I know that they would appreciate that. And if you are new here, I appreciate you being here. And if you like my style of video, you could subscribe and become a part of this YouTube family here. And so I'm just gonna put a little shout out there to Leilani. She has a channel, Living with Eve. She is the one who actually invited me to this collab, and I'm so glad that she did, because there's just a lot of really great moms. We've had like a little Instagram message thing going, and I've just really been appreciating the dialogue over there. I will have a link to her channel as well as the playlist. All of that information is going to be in the description box. And if you're unsure about what a description box is, I've had a couple people wonder about that in the past. Right below this, whether you're watching on your phone or you're watching on some other type of screen, there's going to be in the right hand corner, there's going to be a little tiny arrow. If you click on that arrow, that will kind of open up the description box, or show the full description box, and YouTube creators will have more information in there, like maybe links to things that they shared. They might have their PO box. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.